Buenos tardes, amigos, amigas, from the Lake Chapala Society. I am here with concert performer Nico Rhoades. He's
Hello.
from Vancouver Island. He speaks 4 languages, and I understand you're working on a 5th one.
I'm working on Japanese right now, and that's the hardest one yet. I can say hello, my name is, and I can order some stuff off the menu. That's about it right now, but I'm getting there. I'm working on it.
Okay, here's Nico Rhoades. Go ahead, Nico.
Hi, I'm Nico Rhoades. I just performed here in Ajijic on the Lake Chapala here. Unbelievable place to play. Unbelievable place. Unbelievable people. Such a great space. Had a wonderful, warm audience. It was just, this has been, as a performer, this kind of a performance is a gift. It really is. And I felt just so welcomed, and you know, people were so appreciative and attentive. It was magical, truly magical. Yeah, I got to share the music of ragtime today, which is something I'm really passionate about. I come from a classical background, but also a jazz background. So being able to share something where those musics kind of intersect is really important to me. It kind of feels like like coming home, and ragtime to me is just such an interesting kind of music because it's so underappreciated in our culture. I mean, we know it from the ice cream truck, you know, do 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 do, but like, there's so much more to unearth there, and there's a history to it that continues to this day. There are traditions that continue to this day, and there's a really interesting political history to it as well. So I love just talking about it. I love playing it. I think people, you know, usually come away learning something, and there's a new appreciation then. To me, that is everything I could ask for, truly, you know, truly. It's pretty impressive.
Yes, preserving the history.
That is so important. You know, like, this music was not really, you know, celebrated in a way that it wanted to be during its time, right? These guys were writing classical music in their minds, and it kind of became sort of like, you know, parlor music, but like, you know, keeping that alive and keeping that tradition alive, and letting people know, you know, what the intention was there. I feel very honored to be able to share that, for sure. Very honored.
Yes, and you also are very interested in other types of music as well.
Oh man, every kind of music. I've been listening to a lot of, we talked about Zydeco, really. Yeah. That stuff is crazy. Like, I cannot, there's something about that I find it just infectious. Like, it moves my body in a way that I can't even understand, you know? Like, again, like, you're talking about these rhythms that come up. Like, there's just all these different, I go off on a tangent here, but there's all these different cultures where, you know, these different ways of approaching rhythm and music occur, right? Zydeco is a great example of that. Like, you've got this kind of like swampy, loose kind of vibe to it. It just kind of carries you away. Like, you can't help yourself. Totally a cousin of ragtime too, right? Like,
yeah. And my brother, I was telling you, my brother was a Zydeco musician. He's retired now.
Blows my mind.
My brother studied with Clifton Chenier, who was the king of Zydeco, and he also knows buckwheat, Zydeco, Doral, and there's so much. Queen Ida from San Francisco.
That's so crazy. Yeah. Like, so he actually got to hang out with these guys and study.
Well, buckwheat and Clifton.
Wow.
So anyways,
talk about keeping the tradition alive, right? It's like, it's relationships like that where somebody gets to pass along how they play the music, like how they came to those conclusions, right? Like, because it's personal, right? No, that music has been killing me lately. Actually, this is a weird mashup, but I've been listening to Balkan music.
Wow.
I'm telling you, man, it's crazy stuff. Zydeco music. I've been listening to a lot of classical stuff, you know, on the usual stuff, and a lot of oh gosh, what's it? Like, there's this old blues piano player. I can't remember, Illinois something, but this guy is like totally obscure piano player, but he plays like both hands are just like on like heavy, like he makes Jerry Lee Lewis like look like he's taking a nap. Like, this guy has so much energy, right? Like, just, and I don't know, I've been really just exploring all that. There's so much music to learn, man. There's so much to unearth.
Wow.
But yeah, Zydeco is like, I want to make a trip down to that area and just like soak up some of those sounds, right? Like, my partner's been there several times. And to me, like that's like where most of the cool music of the 20th century came from. It's like it all came out of there, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, you got like French influence, you got the African American experience, it's just all mixed in, right? It's like, oh, so cool, man, so cool. I love it.
Yeah, and you had a great meet and greet after the performance. too.
Yeah,
quite a few people.
Met some really cool people, people from all over. Some of them were musicians talking about, their experience, maybe either playing ragtime or listening to ragtime, which was really cool. A lot of people just talking to me about, having questions about, why is it called ragtime, for example? It's like, well, it was an insult. It was called ragged time. It was kind of a diss, like, oh, the music's not very, it's not very good. It's all ragged, it's all shaky. The questions like that coming up. What was the political situation back then? Why were these musicians not allowed? I mean, obviously there's a lot of racism in the history of this music to be reckoned with, right? So there's a lot of interesting questions to be asked and discussed. So yeah, I had some really cool chats with people after the show. Such a cool audience, such a curious audience, and it's nice in this kind of a space. You're not like separated by a theater, right? Where you're like, okay, the audience is way over there, I'm over here. It's like people are just right there. You can just come off the stage and start interacting and feeling, what you created with the audience today. And that's really powerful as a performer, really powerful.
And I really loved your performance.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Afternoon. I'm looking forward to you coming back here.
Cheers,
again.
man. Yeah, I gotta get my mom down here. My mom is a force of nature, I tell you what. So
now, when is your next performance?
I have to head back to Canada in tomorrow, and so my next performance is gonna be I'm playing some old school swing jazz gigs, playing saxophone, kind of like like New Orleans, kind of old school stuff. We actually have this thing where we set up a dance. We teach people some dance steps, some swing dance steps, and then we play the music so they know how to dance to it. We'll be doing that in Nanaimo, Canada. I think it's January the 14th and January the 12th. I'll be playing up in Courtenay, playing a Hammond B3 jazz trio. Yeah, doing kind of like a Jimmy Smith style thing, soul jazz kind of vibe. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. And then playing with a dulcimer player actually from Texas, playing some boogie woogie.
Oh yeah,
and that's gonna be at the end of January too. So yeah, there's like a whole whack of things, So yeah, I'm very blessed that way.
Yeah, and I'm from the Detroit area, and I grew up in Detroit a little bit, and from outside of Detroit, and I hope you make it to the Detroit area because they got some good music there. Cliff Bells. You're talking about Cliff Bells.
Oh man,
the Dirty Dog Jazz Cafe.
You're talking about all this jazz, all this blues that comes out of there, man.
Ann Arbor is all. Oh of course, we want to see you there too,
dude. I actually, it's funny you should mention Detroit. I mean, obviously, but like. I recently went and saw this group that was passing through town in Vancouver, and the trombone player was from Detroit.
Was it Hot Club of Detroit, maybe?
Oh, it might have been. I don't know. I just walked in on this thing, man. Like it was happening. This trombone player, this tall dude, he's got to be like 6'4", black dude. He was blowing the meanest trombone I have ever heard. I was like, where are these guys from? And someone was like, oh, they're from Detroit. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
So
I want to meet them.
Yeah.
If I haven't already.
I gotta look. I'll see if I can look up the name, when I go home.
Just send it to me.
I will. Yeah, give me your email, man. But no, I want to make it out there. I've actually never been to the East Coast. Like I've never been past in the States. I've never been further east than like Moscow, Idaho. It's kind of tragic. I know. Cause
You'll get there.
I'll get there, man. I just I just gotta hop a plane.
You're busy.
That's the thing, Gotta pay the bills.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to say in closing?
I just want, I don't know if this is, I don't want to be corny or anything, but like, thank you and thank the crew here and Steve.
Oh, the crew is
dude, like, I'm watching these guys strike up here. And this is a lot of work. My dad worked as a technician. I have so much respect for this kind of stuff, and I'm just impressed by what you guys have built here. So just like, heartfelt gratitude, man. Just a whole bucket load of heartfelt gratitude to everybody. Yeah, man.
Yeah, well, I want to thank you once again for participating in this channel.
My pleasure.
And we loved your playing. We love it, and
thank you,
I
sir.
Can't wait to get them back.
Oh, I can't wait to be here.
Maybe I'll see you again somewhere soon.
Oh,
not here.
I would like that.
Else.
Maybe we'll meet up in Detroit.
Hopefully, that would be great.
That'd be fun, man.
Okay,
Cheers.
thanks for doing this interview. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, friend. My pleasure.
Okay.